to take the lead, so I could go like, I'm David the whole time.
Starting to laugh.
I don't know what you guys are even talking about right now. Is this English?
That's part of the fucking show from this point on.
So for those who weren't watching,
that's another
obviously because we weren't live, some things went down during the pre-show.
Live.
Now we are live.
We are live.
So welcome to the midweek episode, everybody.
Sure,
we're going to talk about the Avengers, Infinity Wars.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Oh yeah. So big time fucking spoilers. If you have not watched the movie, do not watch
this episode
until you've watched the movie. Unless you're just curious, because I mean, if you haven't watched it by now, maybe you can't afford to go out to the movie theater, and we'll just walk.
Unless you're bi-curious like Joe.
We'll just walk you through the scenes, so it's all good. I'm really kind of unsure how we're going to lay this out. So I watched it the first time. I typed up a bunch of notes, and I actually watched it again on Tuesday. And I refined my notes, got the order correctly and stuff. And I have a shit ton. I mean, I sent it to these guys, so they'll tell you how many notes I wrote down.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's like he wrote the script for it.
I put it in a Word document, and I did 3 columns, and it takes up like 2 pages.
It's like the first draft of the script. Like, here it is.
So we'll talk through it, but yeah, I'll try not to overload it because we're aiming for like a half hour, 45-minute. Oh yeah, something like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So all of us, Pierce, you watched it though, right? Yeah, we confirmed
did.
On the last episode that you watched it, and you two fellas, you watched it twice with me also, right? Or not with me, but you've watched it twice.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to say one more time, spoiler alert, if you have not watched the movie, don't
You've been warned.
You've been warned.
All right, so let's get into it. So we start off, the beginning, right? We start by hearing the Asgardians' distress signal, right? And then it goes onto the ship. They say there's Asgardian families on there and stuff, and they shoot the fucking ship and blow it up and stuff. Then we enter the ship. So it's right away we hear... what the fuck is his name? I even wrote it down. Ebony Maw. Who is one of Loki's children. And he's walking through... Thanos' children. And he's walking through saying, you have the privilege of being,
you have been chosen.
Exactly. Like, freed by Thanos and stuff. So they're walking through, and then it shows Thanos. And then he fucking goes and he picks somebody up like nothing. And then starts walking towards the camera into the light, and it's fucking Thor. You guys remember that part?
Yeah, it's actually Thor.
It was fucking nuts, dude. Like, he just walks up, fucking picks up Thor like nothing, and fucking, like, brings him up there. And then Loki's there, he's like, tell me where the stone is. Because sometime before this, he got the Power Stone. And that's kind of spoiler alert for the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and that it kind of ties together with the end of Ragnarok, which I actually just watched after I watched Infinity Wars. But still,
I haven't seen Black Panther.
I haven't either.
Dude, that was really good.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Well, it's out on DVD now, so I'll be able to.
That one's really good.
It's really good if you haven't seen it. Yeah.
I did take a trip to Wakanda in this movie. So he's asking where the. So he got the Power Stone, and he needs a Space Stone from the Asgardians. And he's asking for the Space Stone, and Loki has it, right? And he's like, I'll kill your brother. And he's like, go ahead, fucking kill him, like Loki always does. Like, he's like,
do it!
And then, so he takes his gauntlet. Sorry, wrong hand. He takes his gauntlet, puts it up to Thor's head, and fucking... starts fucking blasting his head.
Gives a little zap, like a little zap.
Zap. And then, Thor's screaming and stuff, and then finally he's like, okay, I'll tell you. No, and then he gives it to him, right? He makes it come out of nowhere. And then he fucking gives it to him. What's after that on the ship? Oh, no! Before he hands it to him? Fuck. Nate, see, now my timeline's off.
He doesn't hand it to him. He doesn't hand it to him.
He goes up there, and then he's like, we have a Hulk, right? Like, fucking callback.
Yeah.
And then fucking Hulk's like, rah! Fucking runs, attacks fucking Loki. I'm gonna keep saying that. Thanos. And just gets his fucking ass kicked. Like, Thanos at one point in time just fucking lifts him up over his head and just fucking body slams
combo breaker right on Hulk.
And then he cowers like a little bitch, and that's basically the last time we see the Hulk in the entire fucking movie.
Yep.
You know, like
Yeah,
I saw him in Ragnarok, and he was just a fucking destroyer of fucking everything.
Could they not afford the CGI or what?
I think it's because they put so much of the CGI into Thanos.
Yeah.
Because normally, like,
No.
like CGI, you see it a lot, but with Thanos, it was so seamless. Like it was really, really well put together.
I think what happened was Thanos hit Hulk so fucking hard that he scared the shit out of him, and he's
He
like,
did.
I ain't coming
Yeah,
back.
that's the story, but
was-
it seemed like lazy writing is what we're saying. It seemed like it was just a cover-up for like, oh, we can't put him in the movie because of CGI.
Lazy writing?
No, I don't know. I don't think
All
that
right,
was
Chief,
a real.
where's the movie
I don't
at?
think that was a real reason. But
Well, I
Anyway.
think so.
so he
Oh,
fucks
yeah.
up. He fucks up the Hulk, and then you guys could jump in at any point in time. By the
Thanks,
way,
Geek
Mr.
Snapshot,
David.
for subscribing.
Bitch,
So-
I've been jumping in.
So he fucks up the Hulk, and then he gets back to Loki, gets the stone from Loki. And at one point in time, the guy who Idris Elba plays, what's his name again? He gets back. You guys remember his name?
Idris Elba. Shere Khan.
He's
Gatekeeper guy.
yeah, he's
I can't remember his name.
an
Gunslinger.
Asgardian. He's an Asgardian. One of he's Thor's best friend, right? The Asgardian. And so he calls on the gods one more time, and he fucking just zaps the Hulk through space.
He's like, I gotta get you out of here, bruh.
Thanos comes up to him and he was like, "That was a bad decision." Fucking drops a fucking trident, whatever the fuck he had,
It's like a spear.
yeah,
Staff, the
and
weird
fucking-
his son
and kills
spear.
him. Oh, and Ebony Maw, I forgot. During that time, what's his name? Thor fucking runs out, and Ebony Maw really shows his powers for the first time, where he just fucking wraps him in all this fucking metal, and just like locks him up, basically. And he's got to sit there. So they say, "Okay, I got stone number 2. There's 2 stones on Earth. You know, children, bring it to me." And then Loki's like, "Hey, you need someone to, you know, I know Earth. You need a guard, like a fucking, what is it called? A guide? A tour guide? I'll
Yeah.
go
A
with
guardian. You need a guardian of
And
the
then-
galaxy.
And then he fucking walks up to him. He pulls a fucking knife because Loki, you know, the fucking trickster always loves his fucking knives.
Sneaky.
So he sneaks his knife up. He goes up, fucking gets stopped midway from.
He
stabbing
says to
fucking
Thanos, I will give you my undying loyalty. And then
Oh
like,
yeah, and he was like,
he
Wow.
tries
Words.
to strike him.
And then he goes,
Like,
undying.
He's like, oh, look at his hand, bitch. And then
Fuck.
He gave himself away
then-
by saying that.
And then
Yeah.
he picked that motherfucker up by his fucking neck, and then you could see him just fucking squeeze the life out of fucking.
that was actually
Loki.
one of my favorite bits of when people get strangled. You know,
It
they
looks
always
so
tell by
much
the
like it,
actor.
right?
It looks
Like the
real.
eyes
It
went
looks
red,
real, dude.
fucking little crack in the neck,
his
fucking blood
legs
pours.
squirting. I was like, holy
Oh,
shit!
yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like right away too.
I know, it's crazy.
Like, welcome to the
When you think about it, like there's so many people that are like huge Loki fans, and they like can't wait to see him in the movie, and they were just
Oh,
like
yeah.
they were probably sad the entire movie because he just dies.
They're like, "Fuck
instantly."
this, man." Honestly, I know we'll talk about theories towards the end of this, but I honestly think anybody who died. So we're gonna talk through the movie, and I'm gonna tell you people who died. But I think anybody who died during, like, before the big climactic scene at the end is going to stay dead.
I think
Yeah,
the list
agreed.
of people who died is longer than Josh's notes for this movie.
All right. Well, anyone you remember
Lot
during
of
that?
people.
Anybody you remember, make sure you bring it up. So anyway, he fucking just throws Loki down on the ground. He says, "No resurrections this time." Fucking,
That means he's out.
starts
Out.
blowing the
Out.
shit out of the fucking the ship, and then they fucking just disappear from there. Thor's just sitting there fucking looking at his brother, and then the whole ship blows up.
While they're still on it.
Yeah, well, Thor and Loki are still on it. And then,
Meanwhile,
meanwhile, now
it's a comic thing. Meanwhile,
now Doctor Strange is talking to Wong about ordering fucking sandwiches or something like that.
Yeah.
And then fucking boom, big crash through the roof, lands right on the, like, fucking crashes through.
it was through the
staircase.
window to the wall to the strap
Son of a
down,
son of
down
a
the
bitch.
balls.
All right, never mind. So he crashes through the fucking staircase. They look up. They see it's fucking Bruce Banner. No.
Oh, skeet.
And then we go from there. He says he's on his way, right? He says, like, Thanos is on his way.
Yeah, he
Then
says Thanos is coming. And
boom,
then
fucking opening.
Doctor
credits.
Strange is like,
Who's Thanos?
And then it's like
So we go to opening credits. After that, we come back on Tony Pepper walking through the park.
They were jogging. I think it's jogging. Jogging.
Is it a soft J? Soft J, not silent J. How is yogging a silent J? It would be ogging.
Kid confirmed, said, and lost the Castro jacket. Oh, they're talking about David.
Oh, David, yeah, David.
They said you're. Someone said, David, you're out of the closet. I see.
Oh shit! Oh, he moved his entire. He moved his location. So
yeah, you motherfuckers.
We're on episode.
Look at all those books. Josh doesn't even know how to read anything.
Our regular episodes are
he
episode
took that shit seriously.
We're on episode 14.
David
in all this time is sat in the same exact spot until one person mentioned something about him being in the closet.
I just imagine like after the show, after everyone's like gone, David's in his room is like, doesn't look like a closet.
It doesn't.
He's just sitting there like moving his camera around. Does that look like a closet? Doesn't look like
I figured I would have one episode where you show you in my room and
I would have.
No. Oh yeah. It's not a closet. Oh yeah.
Well, now that you've done your feng shui, it looks a lot more spacious.
Oh,
thanks.
Man.
I like all the stuff in your room too, you minimalist.
So, if you just tuned in, this is not an actual episode of our show. We are recapping Avengers.
It's not real.
This is just a tribute.
This is just
a tribute. This is not the greatest show in the world. All right. So anyway, after Tony and Pepper are talking, you see that they're talking about an engagement or something. He's got his fucking thing right in his chest, and she's like, "What the fuck's up with that? You said you were done with that shit." And he's like, "It's on the outside, bitch. Like I can take it off."
He's like, "Don't trip. I already had the surgery."
And then fucking Doctor Strange fucking pops up out of nowhere. He's like, "Tony Stark, my name is Dr. Stephen Strange. I need you to come with me." And he's like, "You trying to sell tickets or something, wizard?"
Yeah. Who you?
And then he just basically calls him a fucking wizard, like throughout the whole fucking episode. Or the whole
throughout the episode?
The whole
episode
movie.
of Infinity Wars.
It is an episode.
Crazy.
So, he's like, fucking Bruce comes up and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And then, what happens after that?
Yeah, they haven't seen each other in so long. Like, hey, he's like, "Tony, we really need you right now." He's like, "Okay, sure." They get on with it. They go back to Doctor Strange's little lair, right?
Somebody explains the Infinity Stones, and I think it's Strange, right? Who explains it?
Yep.
No,
so
it's
he explained.
Wong. Wong explains.
Okay, Wong's.
Yeah.
So they explain the reason behind the Infinity Stones. Basically, he gets them all. He fucking throws them on this gauntlet. Wait, no, they don't. They're not the ones who say he can snap though. That's Gamora. So we'll talk about that later. They talk about needing to find Vision because, of course, Vision has one of the stones in his head. And then Tony's like, "I know who can help us with that." Fucking Steve Rogers.
Pulls out a phone.
But I can't call him. The Avengers broke up. Blah blah blah. Old school fucking flip phone. And then.
Because that's what he sent him at the end of Civil War. He's like, "If you need me, Tony."
Here it is.
Yeah.
So he talks about the Avengers breaking up, and then because the Hulk's been gone on fucking
Ragnarok,
whatever fucking planet that was. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, he was gone for like 2 years on that planet. That
Planet Hulk?
Jeff Goldblum was on. So anyway, all of a sudden they start hearing fucking lots of mayhem outside. And then Tony's like, "What the fuck? I'm going out there to investigate." So he runs out there, fucking,
all this craziness is happening.
Yeah, people are running, cars are crashing in,
screaming,
fucking
ladies
holes,
tripping over nothing as
shit
usual.
blowing everywhere. They see the fucking giant donut spaceship in the sky, and then, fuck, what happens? I know they're talking, and then Doctor Strange just like fucking.
He settles everything.
Does his little shit, settles fucking everything, and then, no, wait, not yet. So that happens, and then it goes over to Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And it shows Peter on the bus. It shows like his fucking hairs.
His spider sense.
That was cool.
Like, he's like, "Hey, motherfucker, I need a distraction." And he fucking takes his headphones off, doesn't even hear Peter, and then he looks and he's like, "We're gonna die!" And then he fucking. I haven't seen Homecoming, so I don't know the name of his fucking sidekick or his buddy. What's his buddy's name?
Well, what I don't get about that scene is his friend says a spaceship or something, or like aliens.
And then that's when it cuts to the cameo of Stan Lee. He's like driving the bus.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you kids?
But that's what I didn't get.
You've never seen a spaceship before?
That's what I didn't get, is because I thought he was like not paying attention to what was going on, and so he had to make a distraction. But there was actually a spaceship outside.
Yeah, so this is what happened. He had headphones on, so he didn't hear Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Peter's like, "Hey, I need a distraction," and he didn't even hear what Peter said, but he took it off and saw the spaceship outside, and he was like, "Holy shit!" and just ran there.
He's like, "No, yeah."
But he didn't hear anything that Peter.
So he caused a distraction just by being himself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I get it now.
So it goes back
to
Tony, Wong, Bruce Banner, and Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange left.
His fucking children beam down. Doctor Strange is still there, dipshit. What are you talking about left? He never leaves.
I said Doctor Strange love. It was a fucking reference.
Oh, Strange.
Shit.
I thought you said Doctor Strange left.
Man, you're so...
Anyway, David,
Boy.
I swear, I will slap that fucking twiddly mustache right off your face. So anyway, his children beam down. You know, Ebony Maw does that same speech that he did earlier on the ship, like, you're now going to be blessed with
fucking... Squidward.
Yeah, and that's...
That guy was annoying. I hated that guy.
And then, Tony Stark is like, Earth is closed, come back later or some shit. And then he's like, get lost, Squidward. And I thought that part was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
As they go down, you know, they're about to fight. It's Ebony Maw and this big guy. I never got his name. The guy with the fucking chain.
I didn't get his name.
I don't know what the fuck his name is. Bruce Banner's like, all right, come on, Hulk, let's do this. And then, like, he's slowly turning green, and then it just goes back down. He's like, motherfucker, get it. He's not, I mean, all these extra cuss words, by the way, except for a few of them are coming from me. But anyway, he's just like, and then it fucking goes green, and he fucking bitches out again.
And then Tony looks over him, he's like, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizard dudes.
Right?
Get it together.
And then,
he's like, yeah, I think you need help with your little friend. All right, just go sit this one out. We'll take care of it.
So I looked it up. His name is Black Dwarf, the big guy with the axe.
Really?
Yeah.
They couldn't pick a better name?
Dwarf.
Well, Black Dwarf is like a black.
That sounds racist.
Right?
I don't know.
No, I was thinking like a red dwarf, like a giant star. Never mind. I'm stupid.
What?
Never mind. You know, I'm talking space terminology, David. You don't know any of that stuff.
Yeah, dwarf star.
Even though you space out a lot. Anyway, so Ebony Maw's now going after Doctor Strange because he has a stone. Fucking Tony's like, dude, get the fuck out of here, and he's like, no, it stays with me, and I stay here. I'm protecting the Earth. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking leave. And then that's the first time we see fucking Iron Man's new shit, man. He pulls his fucking little strings on his hoodie, and then all of a sudden we see that it's fucking made of nanotech, little nanobots, and then he gets like these extra little rays that fly, or these power sources that fly out, and
just when you thought they couldn't make his suit even cooler, they made his suit cooler.
And it's so much more useful later on in the movie, but I think it's fucking great. So, it goes to big dude with the chain. I mean, there's a huge fight scene during this. Big dude with the chain. Oh no, never mind. Ebony Maw throws him into the park, and then big dude with the chain goes to attack Tony Stark. And that's also where Bruce Banner is at the time.
Is that someone else?
Yeah, Black Dwarf.
Black Dwarf.
So I'm gonna henceforth refer to him as Big Dude with the Chain because I'm not gonna remember what his name is. So anyway, he's trying to fucking kill Tony, and then all of a sudden fucking boom, Peter Parker shows up. Well, Spider-Man anyway. Spider-Man shows up.
Friendly neighborhood one.
He tells him like, hey, he's trying to steal the Wizard's necklace.
He's like, hey, Mr. Stark. He's like, hey, kid.
Yeah. So, that's important because he refers to him as Mr. Stark from that relationship they set up during Homecoming, which I didn't see. But anyway,
that's what makes it so.
So, Ebony Maw, don't spoil our fucking thing already.
Don't spoil the spoiler.
Don't spoil this. So, he's like, Doctor Strange tells Ebony Maw like, hey, this is protected by unbreakable spell. Like, you can't fucking get off me. He's like, I'll get off your dead body. And then
he wraps them up in these
bricks.
Telephone poles? Bricks?
Well, he does
bricks.
Bricks, then he gets away.
Dude, I fucking love. Speaking of bricks, by the way, I love when he pulls all those bricks up, fucking whittles them down, shoots them at him.
I like how he does the finger thing and like they whittle down. He's like, and then sends them out.
Yeah, he was a powerful.
You know that they actually got a choreographer to make those spells. They actually had a choreographer do all the spells that Doctor Strange does.
Like as they
Whoa! Don't do that.
It's a type of dancing. It's like a type
Don't
of
do that.
dancing. I forget what they call it, but they like it's like
that-
all
what's
hand
that fight-
gestures and stuff.
What's
like,
that fight dance called again?
Capoeira.
Breakdance fighting?
capoeira.
Capoeira.
But that's more or less with your feet.
I just remember it from Bob's Burgers.
This is phalanges.
I don't know what you're talking about, David.
I don't know.
It's called finger tutting.
Finger tutting.
Yeah.
You don't really, most people like intimidate other people when they know like martial arts and shit.
Yeah. How are you
But-
doing it with that one though?
If you're like, hey, I know finger tutting, you might want to back up.
Right. Back up.
It's a dance. It's a dance.
Oh, it's a dance. Never mind.
It's
I
just
was
in the
the one who
movie
brought
he's a wizard.
I was the one
so-
who brought up martial
Yeah.
arts. So anyway, let's see here. So, fucking Doctor Strange gets captured, starts getting fucking beamed up to the thing. His cape gets fucking pulled off of him by Peter Parker, who tries saving him, or Spider-Man.
His cape
Uh,
is to save him.
And then Peter grabs the cape, doesn't he, with like his fucking
Yeah.
webs.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, that's the wizard guy. Go get him. He's like, you got it.
And then Black Dwarf is about to kill fucking Tony Stark. Well, you think he is anyway. And then Wong opens up a fucking portal. He flies through. He fucking goes to grab
Is
through
it
it.
porter
fucking
ale?
Closes the portal. Fucking chops that dude's hand off, which is super fucking cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Why
I
couldn't
love
they do
that
that
part.
to Thanos? Just be like, choop.
I know.
Right?
There's a YouTube video
Right on
on
his
that
head. You know,
where it all
right there.
ends. It all ends in the beginning. They just make a portal and Thanos loses the glove.
There's
Yeah.
so many.
That's it. Done. Case closed. See you guys later.
So anyway, Iron Man's like, fuck, I gotta get up there and save him. Fucking Spider-Man grabs onto the ship also. And then, oh no, so Spider-Man's on the ship. Iron
on the
Man's
ship.
flying towards the ship. And then he's like, you gotta let go, kid. Your oxygen's getting low. And he's like, takes off his mask, like, that makes sense. I get it now. And then he fucking like goes to pass out. And then he's
And then
like,
Iron Man opens up.
activate A17.
There you go.
Whatever the fuck it was, and then
It was
fucking
A17.
shot up, and the suit fucking caught Peter
19,
Parker. Fucking super cool fucking new Spider-Man suit that they showed at the end of Homecoming, which once again I did not watch, but I heard that it was at the end of Homecoming.
Great movie.
And then he's like, hey, get the fuck out of here, go back to Earth. And then he's like, Friday, take him back to Earth. And then it opens like a
The
parachute.
parachute.
And he's like, dang it, or whatever the fuck he says.
No, he's like, oh, come on. It's
Yeah, there you go. It just disappears behind it. And then Bruce Banner picks up the flip phone, fucking makes a phone call.
And then Wong is like, hey, is he gonna come back? He's like, no, I'm actually gonna make a call. He's like, okay. He's like, what are you gonna do? He's like, someone's gonna stay and watch the shit.
So now we go into space. We see the Guardians of the Galaxy playing a fucking cool ass song like they always fucking do. Fucking best soundtracks ever.
They do have
Oh,
the
yeah.
best soundtrack.
They're responding to the distress signal. So as they're talking, they're like, hey, there's a distress signal. It's the Asgardians distress signal that was sent out. And then all of a sudden, like you see in the, what is it called? In the trailer for the movie, fucking Thor just comes in, fucking turn on the wiper blades to get him off the windshield. No, they don't really do that. So Thor hits the windshield. They take him in there, fucking Drax loves him. Well, everybody fucking loves him except for Star-Lord because he's fucking super jealous of him. And he's like, who is this dude? And he's like, he's not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man.
Handsome, muscular man.
Yeah.
So Mantis goes up there. She's like, listen, fucking reading his mind like she does. Like, he feels this way. He's in agony, whatever it is. And then it was like fucking wake. So he fucking jumps up and he's like, what the fuck's going on? And then what happens after that? They start talking about Thanos, or he talks about Thanos, and then he's like, Quill says she's the daughter of Thanos because he's like, why do you know so much about Thanos? And he's like, she's a daughter. And then he's like, your dad killed my brother, or whatever it is. And then he's like, families can be tough. I had to kill my sister and watch my, all that shit that he says. And then he's like, he's talking to them, and he's like fucking talking to Rocket, and he's like, this rabbit seems to know what he's talking about.
He keeps
No
calling
doubt,
him Rabbit.
you're the captain. You're the captain, aren't you, Rabbit? And then he's like, yeah. And then he's like, I need to go to this fucking, I forget what it's called, but I need to go.
Nendelir?
Vormir? Vormir.
Is it
No,
Vormir?
no. Vormir is where the stone thing is at.
Is it Vormir?
Vormir's.
Oh,
bird.
yeah, Vormir's.
It's so Nendelir.
This whole stuff.
Nendelir?
Mhm.
I really don't.
Where he goes
anyway,
to build the weapon.
He needs to
Yeah.
go. Yeah, he needs to go there. and then he's like, I gotta go meet the, this dwarf, and you think he's a fucking dwarf, but he's not. But anyway, he's
well,
like,
he is technically.
Fucking Rocket, Rocket and Groot end up going with Thor, and then Rocket and Peter Quill, who plays Star-Lord, have this dialogue where he's like, I just know, or don't think you're fooling me. I know that you're only going where Thanos isn't. So they had to go fucking grab the weapon while the other people are going to nowhere. Right? The rest of the Guardians are going to nowhere.
Yeah, they go to nowhere.
So now we go to Scotland. We see Vision getting attacked with the Scarlet Witch because they fucking were off the grid for a while, which is why they needed Captain America to help find him. And then they get attacked by three of Thanos' children. And they end up fucking one dude up big time. And then, but anyway, they're getting their asses kicked pretty much. Fucking Captain America shows up with his fucking killer ass beard.
They're not his actual kids, right? He like adopts them, right?
Yeah. They're all. I mean,
it would be like Gamora,
right?
None of them are purple with like a nutsack on their chin. So the guess is yours. But anyway, Captain America shows up with his fucking killer ass beard. Fucking Black Widow with her white hair shows up. Fucking
he
Falcon.
Looks pretty hot. I was like, what's up, girl?
Yeah.
Falcon shows up. And they fucking help save the day.
And they duke it out.
I like how all the people with no powers kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, right? The aliens are like, whoa.
And then Vision and then like the Scarlet Witch got their like asses kicked.
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Or are they that good at martial arts?
Well, Captain America knows all martial arts, like Batman.
He's killer.
Yeah.
Huh? Well, I mean, he's dead in my shirt, but still.
He's technically undead, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's still a killer.
So, now we have a Gamora flashback. We see her hiding in some closet as her fucking whole fucking planet's getting decimated. And then, they fucking take her. They take her over to Thanos, and she just basically stands up to him like, I don't give a fuck about you. And then she's like, oh, you're a little fighter. He says, you're a fighter, aren't you?
You're a little fighter, aren't you?
Pulls her over there. He gives her this little knife, and he explains that worlds need balance. It needs to be like, he just talks about his thought process for how important balance is. As they're fucking killing everyone behind her, he's like, no, focus, and she's balancing this thing on her finger, which I think is really, it's really important because in the comic books, his drive was so much different than his drive in the movie, and his drive makes sense to people. He's like, back fucking before. Kids are starving, they're miserable, and, like, we fucking just eliminate half of the people. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because he talks about it later. But we eliminate half the people at random. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or whatever. And it restores balance to the area. People thrive after I'm done. So it gives you a little bit of his backstory, because in the comic books, he's in love with death.
Yeah, he's infatuated with it.
So, and he's the death as like an embodiment of death, so like a person, like a figure, and he's always trying to please death, so that's his drive for killing people. And in this one, it makes so much more sense. He's trying to restore balance to the universe and make people thrive and be successful. So, I think it's fucking super important to have this, but I think it's good. I think it's fucking really well written.
Yeah.
So now, after that, it shows Gamora on the ship in nowadays, and it has her with her little knife that Thanos gave her, and then she's telling Quill like, hey, if it comes to it, fucking kill me if you need to, and then they end up kissing, and that's when David's little scene comes in, where they look over and they see fucking Drax just standing there, and they're like, how long have you been standing there? Because he's just staring at them while they're kissing. And then he's like, what did we say, like an hour?
An hour.
like an hour.
What are you doing? He's like, I mastered the skill of invisibility. Notice how slow my movements are.
We couldn't see your hand that entire time. You gotta show your hand throughout the whole thing.
Well, it's too late now. You guys couldn't see me. See?
So he was like eating something very slowly, and he's convinced that he's fucking invisible. And then Mantis comes up and is like, "Oh, hi, Drax." And then he's like, oh, "Fuck, I don't know what he said." And he's like, "Damn it!" And he just walks away. Super funny. So they show up to nowhere. They meet the Collector because they're told by Thor that the Collector has the Reality Stone.
Reality Stone, yeah.
So they show up to meet the Collector. They land. They sneak around the corner. They see him getting fucking fucked up by Thanos. They devise a plan. Quill's like, you go that way, I'll go this way, and then they run this way, like they run the wrong way. Gamora just runs up, fucking hits Thanos a couple times, fucking stabs him in the fucking jugular, and then he falls down. He's like, "Why, daughter?" And you're like, "Holy shit!" Like that's it. And then Quill's like, "That was easy." And
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he starts fucking disappearing, and everything around him just slowly starts like going back to like on fire instead of this perfect planet that you just saw. Even the fucking what's his name? The Collector's like waving and fucking disappears. Who is what's his name?
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
So anyway, after that, he comes back. The Guardians are like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna fight you guys now," because Quill sees how powerful he is, so he's like staying back. He's trying to keep everyone back, and Drax is trying to avenge the death of his family. So he runs out there and just fucking gets, I don't remember, like turned into squares or something, like frozen, and then falls.
He gets turned to stone, and then he
breaks. Mantis gets turned into like little squiggly noodles. Yeah.
I thought they were all legit gonna die because they kind of set that tone with Loki.
See, I did too until Mantis got turned into the little squiggles, and then I saw her blinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, maybe she's not dead, because why would she be blinking?
Maybe
anyway,
she's
so
super pain, like
Thanos grabs Gamora, and then he's holding up his little gauntlet, and then Quill has the gun on Thanos, and then she's like, no. We talked about this. He points it at fucking Gamora, and he's like, "Oh, the boyfriend, huh? Whatever." And then she's like, they stare at each other for a while. He's wondering whether he should do it. He finally pulls the trigger, and then bubbles come out. Then his gun turns into bubbles, and then Thanos is like, "I like this guy," and then
they disappear.
They disappear. And then Drax and then Mantis, they reshape.
Yeah. They come back to how it is, and then it goes to the Avengers base. The Avengers meet Vision, Bruce Banner, Rhodes is there. They explain why Ant-Man's not there.
Oh yeah.
Vision explains that Scarlet Witch is the one who could kill him because her powers, are only the ones that are strong enough to fucking blow that Infinity Stone up. And then they're figuring out first how to get the stone out, and then Steve Rogers is like, I know somebody, and then fucking boom, all of a sudden we go to Wakanda.
Wakanda music intensifies. Boom.
That's my first trip to Wakanda. So we go to Wakanda, and then he's like, what's his name? The Black Panther's like, the White Wolf. It's time for him to get his arm back. That's not a good impression. What's
sounded Scottish.
Say it loud.
It was good in the beginning.
Here's another contradiction. Star Wars.
The Star Wars commercial.
It is the White Wolf. It's time for him to get his arm back.
You was Jack the Ripper.
Oh, you was Jack the Ripper under the sea. Anyway, I'm back. I brought it back. So. And that's it. That's the end of that scene. We get back into the ship. So now we're in the ship where fucking Doctor Strange was captured. He's getting fucking tortured. I think it's pretty cool. He's got these fucking little icicles now because something about Ebony Maw and these fucking pointy little needles. So these things that go up to his face, like, and then fucking that's when we find out that Peter Parker was actually stowed away on the ship. And he fucking meets up with Tony Stark. So they're talking about it. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Blah blah. So he's like, "Have you ever seen that old movie Aliens?" Then it flashes Tony Stark jumping down, and he's like, "Your powers are nothing." Ebony Maw says, "Your powers are nothing compared to mine." He's like, "Yeah, but the kid's seen more movies." Boom, blasts a hole in the ship. Fucking Ebony Maw just goes flying out, which is fucking super cool.
Space.
Yeah, and then freezes, Guardians of the Galaxy style, and then just goes out into space and fucking freezes, and then Spider-Man has to go fucking grab Doctor Strange, and that's when you see his fucking little extra spider legs come out, and fucking grab the side of the fucking ship and then pull him out, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And then I think this part was super fucking funny. So they start introducing themselves, right? So Peter Parker's like, first Peter Parker tries introducing himself to Doctor Strange's cape. It's like, "Hi, Peter Parker," and then the cape just flies onto fucking Doctor Strange's back. So he goes up to Doctor Strange. He's like, "Hey, my name's Peter Parker." He's like, "My name's Doctor Strange." He's like, "Oh, we're using our made-up names. In that case, I'm Spider-Man." And then they're like,
Iron Man. Knights. He's like, "Okay, kid." You're an Avenger now.
Yeah, you're an
He
Avenger. Now.
knights him.
So they were like, they had this like quick banter back and forth, Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Of like
and,
what to do.
I thought it was pretty funny because Doctor Strange was like, "What is this, your ward?" Like making a callback at like Batman and Robin. Like, "Is this your ward?" But yeah, I thought that was super funny. And then Doctor Strange is like, "Hey, can you turn this bitch around and go back to Earth?" And he's like, "No, dude, he's expecting that. Let's fucking take the fight to him. You know, there's already one more fucking stone on Earth. Like, he's not even going there. He's sending his children there. Let's keep his ass off of Earth." So he's basically just like, let's go to Titan. Let's meet him there. You know, bring the fight to him. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Then it goes to Thanos explaining to Gamora, you know, everything he's doing. You know, like, I found you and you were starving and blah blah blah. And she has this animosity towards him. And then I
hate this room. I hate this house. I hate this shit.
So
he's
like, let's go visit your fucking sister. Let's go see how she's doing. So she's fucking like suspended in air, fucking getting pulled apart, fucking
Getting
tortured
slowly
because Gamora, he's trying to get it out of Gamora where the Soul Stone is. He's like, I trusted you with that shit. You know where it is. She's like, I never found it. Then he accesses her sister's memory.
Yeah.
And fucking projects it out, and then she's like, "I'll hide it somewhere where you can never find it." Yeah. We need your help.
Yeah. Wrong memory.
They should have done that. Fuck. They own Star Wars.
They own Star Wars. They could have did that.
So, you know, she sees her sister tortured, and she's like, "Fuck, I'll show you where it is." Fine. And then
her like, screaming too. It sounded legit.
That was it was pretty fucking. It made you fucking tense up a little bit.
I cringed like hearing her scream. I was like, oh shit. So all right, I give up.
So I really, honestly, I wish I would. Never mind. Anyway, so Thor goes to get his new weapon. He's talking to the rabbit, Rocket Raccoon, and he's like, what do you think this fucking weapon's gonna make a difference? And he's like, how do you think you could beat Thanos? He's like, he hasn't fought me. And he's like, yes, he has. And he's like, he hasn't fought me twice. I thought that's fucking funny. So they go there. He's like, something's not right. You know, the star's dark, the rings are frozen and shit. So they land. They see fucking another gauntlet, like a Thanos' gauntlet prototype. He's like, is that the gauntlet, you know, that Thanos had? That's what Rocket says. And he's like, oh shit. So they see the fucking dwarf. It's fucking Peter Dinklage. He's like, Asgardians were supposed to protect us.
But a big dwarf.
Fuck? He's a giant dwarf. He's like, Asgardians were supposed to protect us. What the fuck happened? He's like, dude, there is no more Asgard. Like, sorry, you know.
Like it blew up like Alderaan.
Like a former porn star. Like that Asgard is gone. You know what I mean? No, George got it. So anyway, so now they crash land onto Titan, and then all of a sudden, Spider-Man. What the fuck? Spider-Man's like, hey, if fucking aliens burst out of my fucking stomach and attack you guys,
he's like, just kill me.
Yeah, just kill me. He's like, what's up with you fucking talking about aliens? He's like, something's coming. I don't know what the fuck it is. And then fucking,
sure enough,
you see that the Guardians of the Galaxy burst in. So the Guardians are now fighting the Avengers, or the Avengers. I said Avengers, and they're fucking the Avengers. The Avengers are kind of getting their ass kicked.
Yeah,
they have their good money.
The Guardians were kicking their ass.
The Guardians were kicking their ass, dude. Peter Quill did something that fucking zapped. What's his name?
He went over
Iron Man.
Yeah, he went over Iron Man, slapped like a magnet on his chest, and he got stuck to like a piece of metal inside of the spaceship.
And it started off with the best thing ever, which he was like, someone's fucking coming. Fucking tink tink tink. You see a fucking a grenade. It fucking just blows everyone like backward. It's so fucking cool. So they have their small battle, and then they start to realize like, hey, you know, like. You work for Thanos.
Wait.
He was like, I don't fucking work for Thanos. And it's like,
I'm
wait,
looking for Thanos.
What happened? It's like, what am I supposed to say, Jesus?
Yeah. I don't remember all this profanity in the movie.
Yeah, no, well they do. So Tony calls Quill a dipshit at that point. I actually wrote that down. I made sure.
He's like, where are you from? He's like, Missouri. I'm not from Earth. He's like,
from Earth.
He's like, that's on Earth, dipshit.
Yeah. I thought that was super fucking
He's
funny.
Like, where's Gamora? He's like, who's Gamora? Well, I got one better.
Why is Gamora?
Where's Rachel?
Yeah.
So they talk about their plans, how to fucking combat Thanos once he gets there. And it's basically you see it in the commercial. So it's Doctor Strange. It's fucking Star-Lord arguing with Iron Man, and then Mantis is like, "Does your friend always fucking do that?" Yeah, I do. I do throw a lot of cuss words in, huh? Does your friend always do that? And then Doctor Strange is just like fucking moving all
freaking
like
out while he's meditating.
And then he comes back, and then he's like, "I saw over it was like 14,305,000.
Was it
14
No,
million?
14 million. 14 million for sure.
Yeah.
14 million. 3,805. Some like specific
Some
number.
ridiculous.
And he's like,
some C3PO number.
I went to different timelines. I saw all these different outcomes, and he's like,
how many
do we win? And he's like, just
only one.
That's it. So now it goes to Thanos hunting the Soul Stone, which fucking amazing scene. I honestly think that this is one of my favorites in the movie.
Now they're on Vormir.
They're on Vormir. So they show up, and then they walk into this little cave. You see, a shadowy figure, looks kind of like a fucking Dementor, and he's like, many people have come here before.
For the stone. I don't know.
So he's like, you have to pay a terrible price, and then
you gotta pay the toll.
He's like, you gotta pay the troll toll to get into this
boy's hole.
hole.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get the Soul Stone. You gotta pay the troll toll to get it.
So that's not in the movie, everybody. If you haven't watched the movie,
go watch it. It's actually in the movie.
So he's like, I'm prepared, and then fucking barely comes into fucking frame. You see it's the Red Skull, and I think it's so well wrapped up because you don't know where the fuck happened to him, and now you do.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, everyone says that they're prepared, and no one's got it. And then he talks about
where was the Red Skull from?
Captain
America.
The first Avenger.
Oh.
So
yeah, that's his villain.
Wait, didn't you see that one, Pierce?
I just don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, to be fair. I know him more notably from the comic books.
Okay.
But anyway, so he talks about a little bit about his backstory. He was like, I was searching the stones myself before, and now I'm banished to guide people to a treasure that I could never possess myself. And then he gets up there and he's like, this is what you gotta do. The soul stone demands a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice them. They get to the edge of the cliff. They're like, what the fuck happens? He's like, sacrifice. Gotta fucking throw something over you love. Everybody pretty much pieced that shit together at that point.
I did.
And then Gamora's like laughing in his face, like, you love nothing. Like, I'm so happy that I get to see your face when it fucking ends, because you love nothing. And then he turns around, he starts crying, and she's like, tears, and she's like making fun of him, and then Red Skull's like,
those aren't for him.
Yep, exactly. Those aren't for him. Fucking Gamora's like realizes, holy shit, like he's gonna fucking kill me. She grabs that knife that Thanos gave, fucking goes to stab herself once again. Fucking bubbles.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
My bubbles. And then this part fucking killed me because back when he saw her, he saved her from that planet where everyone was getting killed or abducted her, however you want to put it. He's
genocide.
Like,
he grabbed her by the hand.
And he says, "Come here, little one," or something like that.
I'm sorry, little one.
So
he drags her.
So, which part are you talking about, David?
Wait.
I'm talking about back on the planet. He says, "Come with me, little one." He addresses her as little one, and then when he's about to throw her over, he
says,
grabs her
I'm
and
sorry,
he says,
little one.
I'm sorry, little one. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm great with you, Dunsky.
You're ahead of me. You're ahead of. I'm talking about back on the planet. He says, "Come with me, little one," and now
we're on Vormir now.
Sorry, little one.
All right.
Stone time. I swear.
Stone time.
Then anyway, he fucking tosses her, dude. Fucking super sad. She falls in slow mo,
dude. He didn't even hesitate. He's like,
it's
sorry.
It's fucking sad, dude.
It is pretty sad.
That was the first part Ricky cried in. But you could see, I mean, you could see just on everybody's face in the audience, it was just like, just stopped. Like no one was even fucking breathing as she was falling. It was fucking
kind of quiet. It's like.
Super quiet music too. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
So anyway, as soon as that happens, fucking Vormir starts to like implode. It looks like like fucking beams shoot up from like the twin towers they got there, and then
that's cold.
and then it fades to black.
Too soon.
It fades to black, fades back in. Thanos wakes up in like a little lake.
It's like a puddle. Yeah. He's like,
fucking opens his hand. Fucking boom, Soul Stone. Got another one.
What the fuck happened to me?
So now all the Avengers go from their base. They fucking land on Wakanda. they talk about a big assault coming. You know, they're fucking the Wakandan chick is like, you guys suck at technology. We are so much better than you, right? Just talking a bunch of shit on everybody about how not well put together Vision is.
It's like,
and then,
what did you expect when we open up the planet or open up Wakanda to the rest of the world? A Starbucks?
That's true. I forgot about that part.
Right? She's like,
so anyway, they're talking about, you know, working on removing the stone from Vision. She says she needs as much time as she possibly could get, and then fucking boom, fucking spaceships start falling onto Wakanda. Then we zap over real quick and we go to fucking Thor. Thor's fucking trying to get the fucking ring started, trying to get the planet started to start to forge his axe that he needs, his new weapon. So he like spins fucking Rocket in a Rocket Raccoon who's
in his little ship
in a spaceship. So he's spinning him around. He throws him. He's holding on shit. He's holding on to the ship. I'm just breaking shit. He's holding on to the ship and he's holding on to the rings, and then it breaks the ice loose enough to get it to start to spin. So it starts to spin, and then of course the star doesn't stay open. So now he's like, I guess I got to hold the star open. And Peter Dinklage,
like, are you crazy?
He's like, you'll die. And he's like, I'll die if I don't.
No, he's like, what do you say? He's like, and what if I die or something like that? He's like, that's what it means. You'll die. You'll be killed.
No. He says you'll die with all that energy that hits you or something like that. He's like, only if I die.
Only if I die.
Yeah, only if I die.
And he's like, yeah, that's
what it means. Exactly what die means.
By the way, speaking of Peter Dinklage, a little off topic, but I just started watching.
Hey, don't call him little. Dwarf off top.
Dwarf off. No, little people.
They're like little people.
Oh.
Yeah, little people.
Whoops.
You're wrong, buddy.
Shit.
You're the
differently
offensive
abled
one.
off topic. I just got a differently abled off topic there. So anyway, we go back to Wakanda. We see fucking them starting to fight these. Never mind.
Are you okay?
Never mind. Yes, I got a little ahead of myself. So we see.
Did you just have a stroke there?
He's like,
we see Bruce Banner.
Never mind.
We see Bruce.
No.
I just froze. It's
I'm
okay.
not on a podcast.
We see Bruce Banner get into the Iron Hulk suit because he's still a little bitch, and the Hulk isn't coming.
Part with Thor.
We haven't come back to there yet.
Okay.
It jumps back and forth. So we go back to Wakanda. They walk up to the shield. Fucking Thanos' other children come out of one of these spaceships, and they walk up to this big dome that's covering Wakanda, and they're like, you know, like
force field.
We'll fuck you up, and they're like, we'll fuck you up, and they're like,
stay to my face behind you.
Yeah, Thanos' children are like, we've got some blood to spare, and then all of a sudden, the big ships, all these ships that landed around Wakanda, open up, and these like weird fucking Resident Evil style fucking
basically
things come out, start attacking the force field, and they're basically just running into it. And
they're
then
like the Zergs in StarCraft.
Yeah, one of the Black Panther,
nice.
one of the Wakandan battle people. What are they called again? Soldiers.
The generals.
Was
just
like
because they're black doesn't
Battle
mean they get
people.
different. Yeah.
Was like they are killing themselves, right? They were all fucking
They're
freaked out about the fact
Yeah.
that they were killing themselves. And then some of them start to fucking get through, or they get halfway through and they fucking cut in half, and then some of them are actually getting through. As they're getting through, they see that they're starting to surround the dome, and they're like, we got to keep them up front. And then that's when fucking Black Panther's like, we need to open up Section 7G. I just said 7G because of Simpsons, because I don't know what section it was. And they're like, did I hear you right? And he's like, yeah, we're going to open it up
on my signal.
On my,
you open up the section in front of me.
On my signal. So now we jump back to it where fucking Thor's opening up that star, fucking getting blasted by all the power of the star. They forge the axe. Thor's fucking dying, so he's like there just all burnt up. He's dying on the floor. And then oh no, we're almost done. Okay. So he's like dying on the floor. Rocket's like, I think this motherfucker's about to die. And then he's the dwarf is like, where's the handle? Where's the handle, right? And then Groot in a super badass way. Teenage Groot, by the way, we haven't fucking talked about Teenage Groot does not give a shit about anything.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Even earlier they're talking to him like, get off that fucking
He's been
game.
playing
like,
game.
He's like, I'm
like,
Groot, and they're like, whoa,
Groot.
hey,
Yeah.
whoa.
Like language.
You got some acorns on you.
And by the way, Thor speaks Groot.
Yeah.
Which is a little thing
Yeah.
I overlooked. But yeah, so Groot in a super killer way, fucking finally, he's starting to care now, fucking just goes up, picks up the fucking both sides of the handle, slams it together, and then fucking boom, chops off his own arm. Which is super fucking killer. And then all of a sudden you see Thor open his hand up. So now it goes back to Wakanda. Fucking, they open up the front of the dome, and then they're starting to get, the Avengers are starting to get super fucking overloaded by all of these.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, all of these things. I mean, one part, the part with the Iron Hulk with Bruce Banner, it reminded me so much of when you just get your ass kicked at the end of what's that fucking zombie game we used to play all the time?
Left 4 Dead.
Oh,
Left 4 Dead. You know Left 4 Dead when you're on the ground and you just see hands and just shit all over, like red everywhere? That's exactly what it reminded me of, because he got tackled down to the ground and he's just looking through these little openings. Like, and then you just see like a bunch of shit climbing all over him. And then all of a sudden fucking Thor shows up with the fucking, with Groot and Rocket. Rocket starts blasting people, and then Thor shows up with his fucking brand new axe, fucking lighting up, all covered in thunder, well, lightning anyway. And then someone is like, "Oh shit, you guys are in for it now." But
so you guys are so screwed. That was Bruce.
Yeah, it was Bruce. Okay.
Yeah, it's Bruce.
Yeah. So now we go over to Titan. So Thanos fucking lands on Titan, meets them. He actually takes some time to explain what he did to Titan. He's like, he uses the reality stone. He shows him what Titan used to look like.
He's like, what it was, beautiful.
Yeah, this is what it was. He explains why the stones are better, because before he used to have to kill people. They're like, well, you committed genocide. He's like, now it'll be random. I just snap my fingers. Nobody's in pain. They just start fucking disappearing. Basically, so
it's fair.
He's like, it's humane. It's random. Like, people they're gone. They disappear.
He's like, rich, poor, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it restores order, restores balance. So they're just like, fuck you. Like, we don't care. And then they just start attacking him. They do it in such a cool way. I wish I could explain more, but there's one part. I don't remember who does it, but they get attacked. I think it's when Iron Man gets attacked and bats start flying at him. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? They fucking put bats in this movie, too? Like, they're just fucking really just, fucking big middle finger up to fucking DC. But I thought it was pretty funny. At one point in time, the cape, Doctor Strange's cape, wraps around the gauntlet. And he tells
the cape to hold the hand open, so he doesn't close.
Yeah, so he can't close it and use it.
Yeah.
And then Thanos ends up ripping it off. And then Iron Man, I think it's Iron Man, or is it Star-Lord, who puts something in his palm so he can't close it.
It's Iron Man.
Iron Man.
It's the nanobots.
Yeah.
He holds it open.
So that was pretty cool too, but ultimately they end up teaming together where Doctor Strange is blasting portals, so fucking Spider-Man, jumps through this portal and comes back this way and kicks him, and they're all just fucking destroying Thanos, basically, just kicking the shit out of him. Spider-Man gets a hold of the one with the gauntlet, the arm with the gauntlet. He gets tacked down by Star-Lord, right?
Yeah, by Star-Lord. Yeah, by Star-Lord.
And then Mantis jumps in through a portal, fucking drops on his head, uses her fucking powers just like she did with Thor earlier, and fucking is just like, just puts him to sleep. And she's fighting, and she's like, hurry up, and he's barely talking.
Because he was really strong. He's like still halfway asleep. He's like,
he's like mumbling and stuff. And then Quill goes up, and then he's like, where's Gamora? Oh no, actually Nebula said that, right?
Yeah, Nebula asked.
Nebula's like, where's Gamora? And then Mantis is like, he's mourning. He's mourning. Yeah. And then he's like, Peter Quill, Star-Lord's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, where is she? And then they're about to pull it off, like they're fucking getting that gauntlet off. And then he's like
at his fingertips.
He's literally at the fingertips. Yeah.
Tony Stark's like, chill, dude. Like, calm the fuck down.
He's like, dude, now's not the time. We almost got this thing off.
And then Thanos is like, I had to. And then he's like, what are you talking about? Starts fucking pistol whipping him.
Yeah.
And then fucking basically knocks everybody out or off of him. Peter, as in Spider-Man, almost has it off, and then he fucking, you see
wakes
Thanos
up,
just snap into it, grab it with his fingertips, and pull it back on. So that could have been the fucking end of the movie, but of course, fucking man,
Burt Macklin had to ruin it.
Burt Macklin.
Burt Macklin, FBI.
Yeah.
Maybe it was his brother.
Kip Hackman.
Kip.
Why don't you have the same name? Shut up.
Why don't you have the same last name if you're brothers? All right.
Burt Macklin, son of a bitch.
And then we go back down onto Wakanda real quick. I think there's a pretty super funny thing, so I wrote it down because when they land back down there, Steve Rogers looks over and he sees Groot, and then he's like, "I am Groot," and he's like, "I am Steve Rogers." So they have like these big like wheels, right, with all these spikes on them and shit. And they're like they send them through the fucking the opening.
Grinders.
Yeah, grinders.
They actually send them under the force field.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, under the force field, and then comes through, which draws out the Scarlet Witch, which is ultimately what they were trying to do. Because as soon as that happens, they're like, the witch is out. Now it's time to fucking attack and attack Vision, not Vision. One part I thought was pretty stupid, by the way, when Bruce Banner gets the Hulk gets his little glove chopped off, and he's fighting one of Thanos' children, and then one of the children goes to punch the Hulk or Bruce Banner, and he puts the glove on his hand and activates the rocket and shoots him up to the
top of the dome
and kills him.
Yeah.
But the whole entire arm was made of robotics. It's not a glove that you put on. You know what I mean?
Crammed it in there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It just didn't really make sense to me. I was like, that's a pretty dumb way of doing it. But I mean, I guess some people liked it. I just thought it was.
That's how they killed the Black Dwarf.
Yeah.
So, we go back onto
Titan,
and then
because this is where they fight it out.
They have some dialogue once again, and then Thanos is talking to Stark, and he's like, he calls him Stark, and he's like, "You know me?" And then he's like, "I too am cursed with knowledge," or something like that.
Yeah, he says
which I thought was super fucking cool too, because like,
what he mean by that though?
Thanos is fucking, like way the fuck out there from space, and he knows who the fuck Tony Stark is. Like,
something with his dad.
Well, I mean, that should just tell you, that should just give you the impression that he is. Well, he knows everyone that has that amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
In the universe.
So, his nanobots, his nanosuits really coming into fucking into good use right now, because as he's getting fucked up by Thanos, like his fucking whole mask just flies off, and then his bots from the rest of his armor just come up and rebuild his fucking mask. And
so
then
it's just Iron Man and Thanos duking it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Iron Man's suit's almost completely fucking gone. At that point, he fucking
whips out
a blade out of his nanobots, fucking goes to stab Thanos. Thanos grabs it, breaks it,
and stabs
fucking
right
Tony
in his
Stark.
stomach.
And I'm just like,
yeah, dude.
It's not in his stomach though. Like if you watch it again,
it's like kind of in his
literally
side.
It's in the side. Like
in his side.
Yeah. But it was enough to immobilize him.
Oh yeah.
He drops back, and he really fucking sells it. I'm like, holy shit, Tony Stark's gonna fucking die right now.
Yeah, dude.
And then he's like, you have my respect. I hope they remember you. And he's about to fucking kill him. Thanos is about to kill Tony
and then
Stark.
Doctor Strange is like, wait.
He's like, whoa.
He's like, hey, chill out. Everyone's alright.
Alright. So he's like, I'll give you the stone. Fucking whips out the fucking stone. He's like, no tricks, wizard. He calls him a wizard.
No tricks.
And then he gives it to him, and this is actually where we were all wrong, and Ricky was right. Because I thought that this is where he said this was the only way, but it's not. He says we're in the end game now. That's when he says
we're in the end game. Yeah,
that's what he says. But
yeah.
Near the end.
Well, yeah, that's what we knew that he said it in the end, or we knew that he said it. But I was saying he said it now. Ricky was saying he said it at the end.
Don't lie.
So now Thanos heads to Wakanda. The Scarlet Witch needs to kill Vision because he's just fucking walking through Avengers, like not even giving a shit.
Shows up,
picking up fucking Black Panther, just like fucking dropping his ass down. The only one who really kind of stands a chance is Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Because he goes to fucking hit him, and Steve Rogers just grabs his hand, and he's like I'm holding you, and then Thanos is even just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he's like, with one hand, he's like, what the fuck is it? I have another hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got two of these. So, as Thanos starts working his way over there, the Scarlet Witch fucking starts stopping Thanos and still trying to kill Vision, and then finally fucking blows up Vision, this huge fucking scene. And then Thanos, I don't even remember what he says, but he walks up there.
He's like,
oh,
if only I had like a TiVo, and he's like, and he rewinds real life.
Like, if only I had more time, and then fucking rewound time. Fucking just picks up an alive Vision, plucks it right out of his forehead,
and then
he just fucking powers down, goes all gray. That's
he dies twice. He dies twice.
Right? I feel so bad for Paul Bettany, man.
Right? He's like, wait.
Blown up, and then he had it ripped out of his head. Like...
Oh man.
At least the second one was a quick death. So, after that, he fucking gets it, boom, puts on the 6 stone. Now he's fucking got all of them. We're like, oh shit, he's got all fucking stones. So, out of nowhere, fucking Thor just comes fucking flying in. Thanos tries stopping him with the gauntlet, and then he fucking chucks his axe. His axe just goes, hits Thanos, and you think, okay, finally, right?
Right in the heart. Maybe
there
that's.
you go.
Maybe that's
it's over. He gets up there. He's like, I told you I'd pay for that. I forgot about that part. So when Thanos kills the other Asgardian, no, not Loki. Idris Elba's character.
Heimdall.
Thor. There you go. Thor says, "You'll pay for that," and then he's like, "I told you you'd pay for that," and then he's like, "You should have gone for the head."
Yeah.
And then he looks over. He's all freaked out, and then just a fucking super simple snap. And then I'm like, "Oh my god, he actually did it!" Right? Like everyone's freaking out. Like he did it. Like the whole time you think that he's gonna get stopped, but he didn't. He fucking snapped his fucking fingers. Oh, well, I did. I hoped. You mean normally there's happy endings, right? I mean, at least if you go to the place where I go get massaged. I'm just kidding. So anyway, so Thanos now is zapped to this place with no glove, and it's just he wakes up. He's like, oh shit, no glove, and he walks up and he sees little baby Gamora. Yeah. Not yet. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. So he goes and he sees little Gamora.
He's on the right.
And then Gamora's like, what did you do it? And he says
yes.
And she says, did it. She says, what did it cost? And he's like, everything. And then that's when he goes back to where Thor is. You see the Infinity Gauntlet all fucked up, and then he just fucking
snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Exactly. Now you're good.
There you go.
So Thanos disappears. Then all of a sudden, fucking people start to disappear. So it starts with Bucky, and he's like,
"Oh my god!"
He's like, "Steve," and then he looks over, or he calls him Rogers, right?
Yeah.
He's like Rogers. You look over, and then he starts to fucking just disappear. Black Panther's like, "This is no place to die. Come with me."
He's
and then all of a
stand
sudden,
up, General. This is not a place to die. And as he's helping her up, he just disappears. The look on her face, that's what set the tone for me the first time. I was like, "Oh fuck, it's happening!" Like she just looks like.
Yeah. By the way,
horrific.
that other Gamora scene really fucking killed me too, man. When he's talking to baby Gamora, that really fucking killed me too, man. I was like, fuck.
It's crazy because you could like see the sadness in his face.
Yeah, dude. Josh Brolin did such a fucking great job, man.
How do you guys feel about him being Thanos and Cable?
I love it. I mean, do you really think they're gonna? I don't think they're gonna overlap.
They're not gonna overlap, right? Yeah.
No, you're good.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Then that by the time if they ever were to overlap Deadpool with the Avengers, it's gonna be after Thanos is gone. So anyway, Groot disappears. Fucking Rocket loses Groot again.
Whoa, real quick. When Groot is disappearing, he goes, "I am Groot." Turns out what he really said in the script was, "Dad," and he's looking at Rocket.
Oh yeah.
That's what Groot was really saying. That's what it translated to.
Well, nobody else knew that, so it wasn't really that sad to me. Aside from the fact that he was losing Groot again. He's like, man, now I gotta get my weed somewhere else.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. So the Scarlet Witch disappears. Falcon disappears. Mantis, Drax disappears. Honestly, I really want.
Strange.
Out of all the people, I really want Drax to kill Thanos.
Right.
It's kind of like a Punisher.
The full
thing.
circle.
I want him to avenge his family. I want him to have that satisfaction, even if Drax dies after that. Like I think Anthony Bautista, right? That's his name.
Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Why the fuck did I say Anthony?
Anthony.
Dave Bautista. I think he's great. He fucking He's a fucking hilarious character. But if he were to die while killing Thanos, I still think it would be great.
That's a good send-off for.
Peter Quill disappears.
That's
great. When Doctor Strange is like tells Tony Stark there was no
As
other
he's
way.
like, there was no other way, and then just
which is good. So we know we're on the right timeline, right?
Yeah.
For now.
And then of course, one of the saddest.
Or maybe this is the most salvaged timeline, right?
Yeah. But one of the saddest parts ever, Peter. So Peter's like, oh no, Mr. Stark.
No, right? He starts off. He's like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good. There you go.
And his, spider sense was like sensing, like, hey, you're about to go bye-bye.
And then he ends up laying down, and he's like,
he slowly starts disappearing.
I don't want to go.
Right?
Mr.
Do you think that's
what?
Do you think that's a good explanation for why?
And he's like, I don't want to go.
Do you think I know? Do you think that's a good explanation for?
It's not only that, he's like hugging onto his leg and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. It was so. I started to get teary-eyed. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good explanation for why his scene was longer though?
About the kid dressed up as Spider-Man.
I didn't hear you there, Chris. I didn't hear what you said, Pierce.
I said, do you think that's a good explanation for why his death scene was longer? Is because of his spider senses? They were like going all
Maybe
haywire?
he knew. No, because he was slowly disappearing too. So I don't know. But anyway,
maybe it was the buffering on the random part. You know how Thanos hit the random button.
Oh yeah, he's like, wait, do you want to do this guy?
Okay.
So anyway,
theory clear.
It's basically all of the starting Avengers that are left, right?
Yeah, it's just Iron Man,
all the OGs,
Captain America,
Bruce,
Black Widow,
Hulk.
Oh, we don't know if Hawkeye is gone. I want to say that he's still alive.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't in the movie. So,
He was in the movie, but I mean they did mention him in the beginning of.
Yeah.
When they were talking about Ant-Man, they were talking.
Yeah,
about him too, right?
when they talked about Ant-Man.
So anyway, it cuts to Thanos limping in to this, this very docile place. Because earlier he said, someone asked him, "What happens after you do it? What happens after you snap and what happens next?" And he's like,
"What happens after you snap, crackle, pop?"
Then I relax. He's just like, "That's
I
it."
finally get to watch the sunrise on a peaceful universe or something like that.
And then if you guys, I know you guys don't have Apple, but there's an Apple TV. Screensaver that is fucking like exactly where Thanos sits. Like I swear to God, it's like the same shit. When I was watching, I was like, "Hey, Apple TV."
I could just download the picture and just put it.
He just goes there. He just goes there and sits down, and that's it. Fucking boom. Cuts of credits. Fade to black. And then post credits. So we could just quickly recap post credit scenes, but that's it for the movie. So David, I'll let you take lead on post credits because I know this resonates more with you than it does with me as far as emotions.
So, okay, scene starts off. It's all black, but then you hear Nick Fury talking to what's her name? Colby Smulders. I don't know.
Her
there you go.
Character.
What's her character name in there? Robin Daggers.
No, it's not Robin. No. No. I forgot.
So then,
anyway, continue.
So then, they're driving in the car, and it's just the camera's placed in the back seat, but you can see both of their heads, and so you can see outside the car window, and regular New York life. And then out of nowhere, this car just spins out of control, and they almost get into an accident. And they stop, they pull over. She gets out of the car to go see what's going on, and looks in the car, the driver's seat, and there's nobody in there. And he's like, "Where's that motherfucker at? Who done did that?" And she's like, "They're gone." And she's like, starts disappearing, and he's like,
that one was really quick too.
Yeah.
Way quicker than Deadpool's.
And he's like, what the hell? And I don't know if he knew what was going on, but he knew something was up, so he right away just goes back to the car. Some other motherfucker starts disappearing that he doesn't care. Then he grabs in the bag, gets out his cell phone, clears
it's a pager. It's a pager.
It's a pager.
Get it
clears
right,
his
David.
Clears his browser history. He's like, oh, cool. What is that noise?
Pierce got into his chips again.
Great. Would you stop? What were you trying to talk about Sammy Jackson? So then, it's his little pager, and same thing, he's just sending a little message, he starts disappearing, and he looks down, he's like, oh, and then just disappeared. I love Sammy Jackson a lot.
That's it.
and fucking hurt me, dude. That was the one character that got me, man. I was like really distraught on the ride home. I shouldn't have been driving.
So before we head out, I haven't
finished what was on the pager, David.
Oh yeah, duh. It goes to a symbol.
No, it's not.
It goes to a symbol. The symbol of Captain Marvel, setting us up for the Captain Marvel movie, which is going to be fucking great.
Yep.
Captain Marvel's going to happen first, and then I'm sure she'll be in the next Avengers movie. Which
Wait, I thought the wall.
I don't know much about Captain Marvel. Like
I know she don't really got that much of an ass.
I don't even know like what her powers are or what she does.
She's like the most. She's like the most powerful person in the.
She's like Superman.
She's a fucking killer.
She has super speed and strength. She can fly.
All right, so before we go, I haven't been able to talk on chat this whole time because I had my notes on here. So sorry, Pierce hasn't been paying attention. It's only me and him paying attention to him for the most part. So, Savage Death, thanks for tuning in. Kid confirmed. Let's see who else we got. Mom, hey, I didn't say hi to you earlier. She asked where I got my potty mouth from. I got it from you. So,
ha! Take that, Mom.
Jade, hi. Jessica, hi.
Hi, Jade.
Jacob, hello. Also, Mom barely asked right now how many times did you watch that movie. I watched it twice. But I tried remembering as much as I could. It's a good fucking good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, thanks everybody who stuck with us. This is not an actual episode, like I said.
Tell us what you think is going to be happening in the next Avengers film. What do you guys think?
This is what I think.
What do you know?
I think they're going back to fucking what was that called? Nebu whatever. What was that planet? Nibiru?
Nebular?
Whatever that is.
The spinning...
Which planet?
I think they're going back to there where that other Thanos gauntlet was, because we know the gauntlet was fucked up, but he still has the
Nebular
stone.
Or something like that.
So they're going back there, they're grabbing the other gauntlet, they got to try to get the stones away from fucking, from Thanos, but I think that's how they're going to end up doing it.
Yeah, but like, what does this timeline look like? What happens next? Like, my thing is, like, I thought they were going to do it sooner because, well, first of all, everyone thought that they were going to get rid of, like, the older people, right? They thought they were going to get rid of, like...
oh, yeah, my predictions were completely wrong.
Captain America.
Like, Tony Stark.
Everyone thought Tony Stark, Captain America, like the older Avengers, right?
See, we don't know, though. We don't know, though, because these people disappeared. They're not gone.
Right.
There's no fucking way they're staying
But I think
gone.
this is like a straw man, you know? It's like... Or it's a red herring, sorry. So it's like we're meant to like look at all the people that passed, which is all the new people, like Black Panther, Spider-Man, and I think that they're going to kind of flip it back, you know?
Well, here's my thing. Idris Elba's character is gone. Loki's gone.
Yeah.
Gamora's gone.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Agreed.
Vision is gone.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So the people who died before he snapped his fingers, in my personal theory, is they're gone.
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be a huge fucking battle once they bring him back. There's going to be a huge battle, and that's where we're going to lose some key characters. So we're going to lose. I'm sure we're losing Tony Stark. Robert Downey already said he's ready to go. So we're gonna lose him.
Probably gonna lose Captain too.
I honestly don't think Captain America. I don't want him to go.
I heard his contract ended.
Well, no. So I don't want him to go, but I think he might go too. Yeah. You know, we're gonna keep Thor. We're gonna keep, of course, we're gonna keep the Wakandans because we just met them. But we're really opening up to the new version of people. But I think Thor's gonna stick around for a while. But my opinion, Tony Stark's gone, and maybe Captain. But I hope Captain America sticks around longer. So,
yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think most of them are gone. I think it's all gonna be a new like season for Marvel.
Well, they're gonna introduce some new powerful characters in the next one for sure.
Scarlett Johansson, she'll be gone too. I think she's gone.
Oh, she'll probably go. I think Hawkeye will stay though.
You think so?
Oddly enough, yeah. I'm pretty sure he'll stay.
But yeah,
so we'll see.
Well, anyway, that's our time for today. We have a brand new episode for you guys on Sunday. I've already written I got a bunch of stuff planned for it. I'm thinking about a new game. I haven't ran by Pierce yet, but I'm thinking about a new game for Sunday. So if we have time to fit that game in there, we're gonna do that. So you guys got anything?
See you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
All right. So let's have Black Panther read us out. David, you go ahead and do the
Why?
top one.
All right. On behalf of Wakanda, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Why'd you get Filipino right there? Why'd you get Filipino? You're like,
I tried to.
You gotta go back to your roots.
Why don't you try it?
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.
It's like more
Facebook.com Well,
Thanks for watching.
I've never watched Black Panther, so all I got is Jamaican.
You was Jack the Ripper.
That's the best I could do.
You was Jack the Ripper.
Facebook.com/speakeasy gentlemen.